Shalom, it is the Negro Samurai. What I've basically done is what's called a bug out bag dump, where I have taken everything that I had inside of there, dumped it all out, and I'm about to redo everything, probably lighten up the load, things of that nature. And that's a glimpse of all this pile that you see goes into this get home bag. But outside of that, everything else that you see around here all into this bag right here. So first and foremost, let me give honor to the Creator. The words that I speak, hopefully they resonate with whom they are supposed to. I am just doing my part to be in service and to labor and to be a watchman. You know, those of us who know it is our responsibility to tell everybody else and to do our best to warn everyone else, and it's up to them what they choose to do. But just, doing my labor and sharing. And hopefully this will lead to some dialogue. Hopefully some people will be interested and want to learn how to do these things and have these things and be prepared. Because again, it's just about preparedness. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And we have no clue what's going to befall us. So what I'm going to do next is just briefly go over everything, just being led by the Spirit in my own way. Whatever I feel like I need to elaborate on, I will. And again, hopefully this will generate dialogue. All right. First thing we have over here, mosquito net. Trust me, you can't keep the bugs off your butt, you will lose the war. Coveralls that I had, food, shelter, and clothing system and weapon system. But again, I'm thinking about lighting up the load. So the things that I have, I'm prepping for myself as well as others who I may have to help. But I think I'm going to have to lighten up my load a little bit for the things that, like I said, I don't really necessarily need. Because again, changing clothes won't be important if you don't have anywhere to stay or all your conveniences are gone. Cargo net, you can't always sleep on the ground. Tarp, always instant shelter. Bivy roll right here. This is drawers, socks, and t-shirt with a bar of soap in it. And just an assortment of different Mylar systems, Mylar blankets, and this one in particular, tube tent. If you can see illustration, just set that up with some paracord, have an instant shelter. Just close up the sides. Extra shoes, tool section. This is a saw because you're going to need wood all the time. A pry bar, you don't know what you have to get in and out of. Multi-purpose. This is a multi-purpose shovel. And like I said, if there are any questions, I can always comment or I can make videos specifically about things. But moving on, multi-purpose, it's a weapon as well as a shovel, trench shovel, things of that nature, knife sharpener. This is a wire saw for lighter cuts. You can put 2 sticks on each end and, cut some stuff pretty thick. Hatchet for cutting wood, splicing wood, anything else. Now, I don't know where you live, but if you live in a water city, you do need to have one. Here in Memphis, our water event would be different. I don't really think the Mississippi could flood out the city, but as fragile as the bluff is, if this ground really started breaking from the new Madrid fault, probably be in some water. A little cooking stove, some extra fuel tablets that I don't need. I know how to make my own now, so that's different. This right here is my personal fuel. This is some lint with some Vaseline. Very simple burn. I will do a video on making fire, starting materials from scratch. Knee pads, because I'm old. Very important. If you can, get you a canteen, something to hold the water in, but very important that you get the steel cup and lid. Jump over here for a second. So even though I have MREs, so what I call the MRCs, you see some tuna in there, and I got oatmeal, and there's also some instant potatoes. So think about if you can just get you a little heat going on. You got your steel cup, you got your lid. You can make you a nice meal, just a little bit of water, instant meal, quick. Just add a little hot water. So I'm moving on again. Just extra fire tabs I don't need because I can make my own. Defense weapon, sharp weapon. Also, I suggest a bludgeon weapon because, you know, we can't always kill, and plus we have animals to deal with. You know, you don't want to waste your blade, you know, on animals or anything when you can have a bludgeon object or whatever to defend yourself. Should have taken this out, but inside of here I have a little extra fire starter, and I have a flint and steel. Basic medical kit with liquid skin, you know, iodine rub, stuff like that. Just basic protection. You need you a good pair of goggles, trust me. Or, I mean, you know, work goggles, whatever you want, but you need something for your eyes. If you're running through a wooded area, I don't care how tough you are, if you get a small limb to poke you in your eye, you have a problem and you have to fight. These tiles expand in water. Different light sources. I always suggest getting a really good headlamp because you may need to use both hands. Very important. Multiple sources of light. Binoculars. And of course you have to build your structure. You may have to haul something. You may need to make a sling. You may need to, you know, do many things, but you need plenty of paracord and other things to be able to sew up your clothes, sew up your tent, and fine thread for setting, you know, traps and snares. And inside of this, if you break it down, they come out to these very fine. As you can see here, you use this for fishing line. MREs, meal ready to eat. Not the healthiest thing in the world, but it is a full meal with stuff to drink, something sweet. It actually got fruit and nuts and a dessert, you know, to make, you know, got stuff to make coffee with, salt and pepper, jelly, a big ass cracker. So, and they're not bad, but you know. And so, as I said, just jumping over here, this is my get home bag. This is the bag that I make sure I take with me, so if anything does happen, I can build a shelter and be able to splice some wood, things of that nature, a poncho to keep me out the rain. Again, all this extra mylar, fire starter materials with a flint and steel. Got the Vaseline there to make other fire starters, because trust me, you can put Vaseline on almost anything flammable and makes it burn longer. Just extra mylar, stake tents, another mosquito net. So again, just showing what's going on and trying to be a dialogue. And except for this stuff right here, literally everything else that you see. And I did forget extra ammo for all of my firearms. Just extra ammo. Because if you get into a situation where you do have to shoot, trust me, adrenaline to get you. And you end up shooting at things that aren't there. Trust me, that's why we need to train. Forgot about this little thing, compass and a little fishing pod. This is paracord wrapped around things to go fishing with. You know, some hooks, some weights, a couple of lures, things of that nature. So again, everything that you see around here, literally all of this, was in this bag right here, which is a Molly 2 rucksack. ACU digital Molly rucksack. Got it off eBay. So there's many ways to get prepared. All I say is let's try. You know, let's get it together, everybody. Shalom.